On this point about Trump and the unwillingness to engage in a direct hit on him, I was surprised when Chris Christie had a pretty good thing going there, a good litany against Trump, and then he finished with kind of a kind of corny joke about Donald Duck. Yeah. And what he didn't say, and I'm surprised he didn't, what everybody on that stage but Christie said in the last debate that they'd support Donald Trump, even if he were convicted. Now, there was all this talk about the rule of law on that platform, and how is that consistent with putting a convicted felon in the White House? And he had a clear shot at the rest of the field, and he didn't take it.
I want to play what you're talking about, the Chris Christie, what he said.
We've got to bring law and order back to this country, and not just in our cities. But we need law and order back everywhere. We need law and order back in our suburbs. People are threatened there. We need it in our rural areas. People feel threatened there. And we need it in Washington, D.C. also. And Donald Trump should be here to answer for that, but he's not. And I want to look at that camera right now and tell you, Donald, I know you're watching. You can't help yourself. I know you're watching, okay? And you're not here tonight. Not because of polls and not because of your indictments. You're not here tonight because you're afraid of being on the stage and defending your record. You're ducking these things. And let me tell you what's going to happen. You keep doing that, no one up here is going to call you Donald Trump anymore. We're going to call you Donald Duck.
Missed opportunity. And bad joke, which is even more offensive.
But Trump did come after him on Truth Social, proving Chris Christie's point that he was probably watching the debate.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe Christie Christie did not come out of the last debate well. A lot of
especially given all the preamble about how he was really going to prosecute.
And the reactions from Republican voters were not very positive to the strategy that he took. Maybe this was the consultants whispering in his ear that he needed to change his strategy a little bit. But at the end of the day, why else is Chris Christie on the debate stage if not to take Trump on directly?
Yeah. The best chance for these guys at this point, I mean, it's all about Iowa at this point, right? I mean, there is nothing else other than Iowa. If somebody doesn't get within 5 points of this guy in Iowa,
20 points,
this race is over. I mean, I think some of them say interesting things. I think DeSantis has been an amazing governor. I think Haley is a polished politician. But right now, everything is aiming to Iowa, and it does have a reputation for breaking late. And maybe the pro-lifers are nervous about Trump, although I doubt it, given he put the 3 people on the Supreme Court. But if you can't find a way between now and January to get within single digits of Donald Trump, this is academic.
DeSantis and Scott are both trying to use the abortion issue against Donald Trump in Iowa because 60%, last time, 2016, 64% identified as evangelical Christians. But that question, to your point about the structure of the debate, which is not up to the candidates, it's up to the moderators, that didn't come up till 15 minutes before it ended. And it was not a Trump-focused question. Does that work? Number one, and to your point about it's Iowa only, I mean, Christie's counting on New Hampshire. Right. But what he's counting on Iowa to do something, for Iowa to shock the race. Oh, Trump is not inevitable. He's not invincible. He's not inevitable. And then you come there. But again, if you're Donald Trump and you've got 5 or 6 viable candidates by then, we'll see. So a couple will drop out. Asa Hutchinson didn't make this debate. It's possible that Governor Burgum and even possible that Vice President Pence don't make the next debate because of the rules. Does the field start to shrink as you get past Thanksgiving toward the voting in January? But even then, if you still got 4 or 5 people spreading the anti-Trump vote, he's fine.
And to Scott's point, got to spend a lot of time in Iowa. Got to go 99 counties over and over and over again and sit in people's living room and convince them that you're the nominee. You're the better choice than Donald Trump, because he's not going to go to people's living room. He's not going to go to 99 counties. He may go to 2 or 3. He's going to show up and it'll be a big presentation and a big production, but he's not going to put in the legwork. And if you really want to win in Iowa, you got to put the time in.
John's right. DeSantis is playing to win Iowa, and Christie is playing to compete in New Hampshire, not even running in Iowa, and that explains a little bit of their approaches. But again, just to restate what I said before, I think DeSantis is an awkward presence on the stage, less so at times tonight. He looked a little less rehearsed, although he delivered. But some of the substance of what he said was aimed directly at those Iowa voters, not just Ukraine, but his defense of his position on abortion, which he sort of has rewritten history. He said, I was reelected governor of Florida, as a strong pro-lifer. He didn't endorse a 6-week abortion ban when he was running for governor of Florida. And if he had, he would not have won by the landslide that he won by.
Take a shot at the former president. Let's just play that sound.
The people in Washington are shutting down the American dream with their reckless behavior. They borrowed, they printed, they spent, and now you're paying more for everything. They are the reason for that. They have shut down our national sovereignty by allowing our border to be wide open. So please spare me the crocodile tears for these people. They need to change what's going on. And where's Joe Biden? He's completely missing in action from leadership. And you know who else is missing in action? Donald Trump is missing in action. He should be on this stage tonight. He owes it to you to defend his record where they added $7.8 trillion to the debt. That set the stage for the inflation that we have now. I can tell you this, as governor of Florida, we cut taxes, we ran surpluses, we've paid down over 25% of our state debt, and I vetoed wasteful spending when it came to my desk. And as your president, when they send me a bloating spending bill that's going to cause your prices to go up, I'm going to take out this veto pen and I'm going to send it right back to them.
I
don't know.
Great moment.
That's his best moment the whole night. That's pretty strong.